bagels, but today we are going to talk about the Royal Canadian Mint 10-ounce bar. And I bought 10 of these because the price was pretty good. I had 2 of these, and there's a little story behind that. You know, these things, when I first saw these, I was just so amazed that this was made by an actual mint. Basically, these are responsible for really getting me into the hobby and stacking silver and collecting coins. And yeah, I still see these, and I think that's probably why I like these so much. Now let's look at a couple of these features. One thing that people like about these is, if you look at the silver content, 0.9999. So you're going to get that extra 9 for these, and that's considered to be, how would you say, a finer silver than the 999. Overall, it's just, that one little 9. Does it really make that much difference? No, but to a lot of people that makes these a little more desirable. These have a raised edge. I'm going to go ahead and open these because what we're going to do with these, we're not going to keep these in these bags. Although when you do buy these, the best thing to do is to keep them and put them in capsules or in some kind of casing, because you want to protect them from any kind of humidity and to the open air. So here we are. So look at that. And as you can see when you stack these together, you get these little marks on them. I mean, that's probably not going to affect the value any, but that's what you do. I mean, these things are pretty heavy. I mean, these are 10 ounces of silver. So, to me, probably best to encapsulate these in a hard capsule if you really want to protect them and keep them in the best condition possible. And then you got, Royal Canadian Mint logo, and this is a raised edge. It's not stamped in there. It's raised, and you have the Royal Canadian Mint logo here, which is polished. So it's kind of like a matte background on the field, and then you have a polished logo there, which is really cool. 10 ounces, and as you can see, one thing that sets this apart from other bars, serial number, baby. Serial number. So that just makes it a little tougher, or gives us more of a sense of an authentic bar from the mint. And typically you're not going to find serial numbers on coins or bars, so that's a really cool feature of this. So, and if you look on the back, you got the Royal Canadian Mint logo, and you can see again, you have the matte background, you have the raised logo throughout the whole back, and then you have one polished logo right in the middle. And then if you go to the side of this, you can see that it's not just a polished smooth edge, it's actually beveled. And why does beveled make a difference? It's just because in this bar in general, with all these features on this bar, it makes it harder to counterfeit. So typically when you get those 10-ounce bars or 100-ounce bars or whatever that are just silver content and it's just in a brick, it's stamped, those are the most counterfeited because they're the most sloppy. And there's no design, there's no serial numbers, there's nothing on them, so they're very easy to counterfeit even if they do a sloppy job. So a lot of security features on this. Like I said, you have a lot of different tones and textures on this. The symbols, you got the serial number, everything is raised here, and you have polish, and then everything else is matted. Then you have the beveled edge, which is kind of like a deterrent. It's harder to counterfeit something with a beveled edge because you have to make it pretty consistent, as you can see. So this is just kind of like a coin, and then you have the back. Now let me tell you something else about these. They are more readily available than other 10-ounce bars, such as the Britannia bar. And if you look at the prices, they're actually, the Britannias typically are more expensive, and that is because of availability. They don't make as many 10-ounce bars as opposed to the Royal Canadian Mint. they make these bars readily available, and they're constantly making these, so you'll always find these. Until recently, actually right now, right at this point in time, you could actually find these on all the sites, and we'll check that real quick. We'll check the prices. But typically there is times when you cannot find these bars on the market, and you'll see that the premiums just skyrocket on these, because these are very popular. Even though you see them readily available, they sell a crap ton of these. So anyway, before we start, I'm going to show you something. Check these out. So these are, this is, a lot of different companies make these, and I saw a video online that someone used these, and what's cool about these, let's go ahead and take one of these. These are capsules for these 10-ounce bars, and they fit a lot of different 10-ounce bars, but the fit for a Canadian bar is basically impeccable. Really tight fit there. Oh, I really don't like that there's a scratch on this, but whatever. So, as you can see, really tight fit in there. I mean, I won't be able to get this out. I mean, it is in there, and that's what you want. You want the tightest fit possible, and then you're going to put our top on. And that's where she's going to stay. It is not coming out of this ever. Whew, that is nice. So what I would do is put this away, stack it. Don't stack these up. If you stack them up, it's fine, but I wouldn't constantly move them around, because these capsules scratch up, as with any capsule, and these are really heavy, so it's really easy to scratch all these up. Woo, that is it is very nice looking in these capsules. Wow, I like that. Okay, so let's go ahead and put that aside, and we'll go ahead and encapsulate those before the end of the video. But before we do that, let's go ahead and check out the prices on these. So I kind of went through and pulled up all the websites here. So let's start with APMEX there, and it is available on APMEX, and we're looking at $284 for one of these. Current price is at $19.42. So right now you have a really good silver price, but let's see, $19.40, $284.10. Let's get our calculator. $284.10 is what we're going to pay for this 10-ounce bar. And then let's divide that by 10 just to get our ounce price. So $28.41 is our price, and current price is at $19.42. So $19.42. Let's see what our premium is. Wow, that is a high premium. Typically, the premium for this is not that high, but we're talking APMEX here. Let's check the other ones. $8.99. So let's go ahead and check JM Bullion. So typically, if we're going to buy these, usually you're going to buy under 9. Usually, not everyone. I would say the first two categories is what we're going to fall into. But 1 through 9 is probably the majority of us, so we're at $292.70. And what was APMEX? So they were a little more expensive on JM Bullion. So we're not even going to look at that one, but $292, and that's the cheapest price. Let's go ahead and look at Money Metals. And do we have Canadian bar? Let's search. Do we have any Canadian bars? No Canadian bars. So here's an example. So they're not, Money Metals has a good supply, and it looks like that is not going to work. We checked APMEX. Let's check SD Bullion. SD bullion got them for $263. Wow. So they got a really good price on these, $263. Wow. So they have a substantial difference in price and in comparison to the to APMEX. APMEX was what, $284 versus $263. Wow, that is really awesome. Silver's at $19.34. Let's just see what this premium's running at. So $263.48. Let's divide that by 10 to get our ounce price. So $26.34, and I always forget what was our $19.34 it was. Minus $19.34. So $7 premium, okay? So when you're looking at Canadian maples are gonna run you about $5 to $6 premium. These bars, that is pretty typical. If you can get it for $6 premium, that's a really good deal, but $6 to $7 is usually the going rate. With APMEX, I would not do that $9 premium. I would wait. But like I said, when I first was looking for these, they were absolutely not available. And so the premiums on them were still at that time were considered high, and they were at about $5.50 to $6 premium for these bars. So, wow. So once again, I just went through my monster box of Canadian maples. At the end of the video, I didn't recommend buying them because the premiums are so high right now. Even with a monster box that the premiums were running close to $8. Actually, I think it was, what was it, 8.5? And man, and that is a monster box, so you're not. So I suggested Britannia's, and as for these bars, as you can see, let's go through. Let's go through APMEX real quick. Let's see if SD Bullion has them. Britannia bar. That's a 100 ouncer. I'd like to have that one. So not available. But that says $259, but you're going to see that these actually go for a lot more because there's less availability of them. Let's check APMEX. Since they have high prices, no one buys from them, so they'll usually have it. Britannia bar. So $294. Okay, so they're running about, right now, they're running about the same price. But I can tell you why. It's not that they're selling these for cheaper. It's because the Canadian silver bars are selling out like crazy, so the premiums are really high. But typically these are cheaper than Britannia bars. So I wouldn't FOMO with these. I would never FOMO. They will always come available, and just remember, they always go in cycles. At some points in time when silver's hot, you're not going to find any of these available, and you have a lot of people just paying the high cost of these, but they will always come back. Just remember that. As for the silver price, it will always come back down. So hopefully that's not always the case, but that's pretty much the consensus. So I would bet if you're interested in these, they're not available, just give it time, they will come available. So before we end the video, let's go ahead and take these out. We're going to go ahead and put these into the capsules and see what they look like. Check these bars out. Whew, they look so nice in these capsules, I gotta say. These are pretty awesome. But like I said, for 20 of these, it's going to be about 45 bucks. So you have to factor those into the price of the bars. So, but they make them pretty sexy. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed these 10-ounce bars. I sure do. I really like these. I would say these are probably one of my favorites. So next video is a really cool video. We're doing the another unboxing of a 10 kilo Perth Mint coin, and I have a lot of APMEX drama, and I have a series called the Damage and Disturb series, just because I've been going through so much with APMEX through this whole spiel, and it's been a lot of drama, and hopefully we get some resolution. We're going to open this new coin to see what it has, because I have a feeling that it's not what I think it's going to be. Anyway, join me on that. That's going to be a really exciting video, especially for me. I'm surprised to see what's in there. I wonder if it's my original coin that they just polished out or something, or we'll see what happens. Anyway, 10-ounce bar, Royal Canadian Mint. Keep on stacking, guys. Please subscribe. I do appreciate the support, and we'll see you stackers next time.